That was festive, and it was all upscaled with Topaz Astra directly inside of Adobe Premiere, while I was still editing with Adobe Premiere. That's because I used a new plugin called Topaz Premiere Panel, which allows Astra to do its thing in the background while you are still working on your project, without the need to save out clips and drag them from your hard drive into the Topaz web interface, and then later download them and pull them back into your sequence. You don't need to do that anymore with Topaz Premiere Panel. Okay, hold on. While I was putting the finishing touches on this video, massive news broke. Adobe just bought Topaz. Like, completely acquired them. I'm not even sure how I feel about that yet, but apparently it's an all but done deal. Safe to say this is not the last Adobe Suite Topaz integration we're gonna be seeing. But for now, back to how this tool actually works. Once you select your settings and send your clips off to the queue, your supersized shots are automatically placed into your timeline right where they belong. And you're in luck, because I had just the right amount of credits to test this new plugin, and today I'm gonna show you exactly how it works and what you can do with it. So here is everything you need to know about Topaz Premiere Panel. To commence this cursed ritual, just go to the link in the description and download Premiere Panel right from the Topaz website. Run the application and it will open up the Creative Cloud desktop app. And you will need to hit yes, okay, and sure a bunch of times. It's not like a bad thing could happen when you accept a contract. Once it's done, you'll see Topaz Labs installed under Plugins inside of Creative Cloud. Now the next time you launch Adobe Premiere, under Plugins, you should see Topaz Labs right there. Go ahead and launch it, and you'll be prompted to log into your Topaz account. Premiere Panel and your Topaz Astra account share a pool of credits, and any generation you do through Premiere Panel should function exactly the way it would on the website. For this example today, I have a scene already edited together, with sequence settings matching the input footage made up of Kling 3.0, 1080p, 24 frames a second generations, and I would like to upscale them all with Precise 2.5 in Topaz Astra. Normally what I would do is use a plugin like Clip Exporter to automate saving out each of these edited clips into a folder on my hard drive, and then one at a time drag each clip into the Topaz Astra web app. But now I have a Topaz render queue directly inside of Adobe Premiere. I'm gonna grab the first clip of my sequence and drag it into the Add Source window. The entire interface should now light up with all sorts of new dark magic. By default, the GAN upscalers are normally selected, so I'll switch to the Generative tab. I'm gonna set my model to Starlight Precise 2.5, my output resolution to 4K, and my desired frame rate to 30 frames per second. Now these are the settings that will affect the clip I currently have loaded, but there are some additional global settings you should be aware of. You can access those by clicking on the little cog wheel up at the top right. At the bottom, you'll see the toggle to add handles. This will give you a little bit of frame padding on either side of your edited clip, in case you need to make some very slight adjustments later. I like to leave this on 10. Above that, you'll see the output folder. By default, that's gonna have Topaz send your edited upscaled outputs to whatever folder your source footage is sitting in. But I'm actually gonna turn this toggle off, because I have an upscales folder waiting for all of these new clips. That's pretty much it for the settings. This really is just Topaz Astra inside of a panel inside of Adobe Premiere. Hit render and it should start doing its thing. At any time, you can right-click on the job to find out its ID number or to cancel the render entirely. This should seem pretty familiar if you are used to the standard Astra Q interface. While all that's happening in the background, I'm gonna continue working on my sequence. Even though I finalized my edit, I still have a lot of tweaking to do with the sound, so I can get to work on that right now. Once the upscale is done, Premiere Panel is gonna pop it right into my sequence on top of the original clip. And there it is, just like that. Now the first thing you're gonna notice is that it's too big for this comp, which makes a lot of sense. It's a 1080 comp running at 24 frames a second, and I just upscaled this shot to 4K 30. But don't worry, I'm gonna show you how to fix that in just a little bit. In addition to the completed clip in your timeline, you should also have a new folder in your project window named Topaz. All of your new upscales are gonna live in there. I'm gonna drag each of the additional clips into Premiere Panel and adjust their settings like the first one, and then send those renders off as well. While those are running, I want to show you one other way to use Premiere Panel to upscale shots, by dragging a clip directly from the project window into the render queue. Personally, I don't love doing this as it upscales the entire clip. It isn't uncommon for me to cherry pick 2 or 3 seconds from any given Kling or Seedance 15-second generation and only use that short section in my final sequence. I don't need to set 15 seconds worth of credits on fire for that. One of the benefits of Topaz Premiere Panel is that it will only upscale the edited sections of shots that you actually need, once you have your edit more or less set. While the first sequence's upscaling is finishing up, I wanted to point out that you could also use Topaz Premiere Panel with the latest model, Astra 2. It will have the same creativity and sharpness sliders seen in the web interface, as well as a prompting window. If you're not quite sure how to prompt Astra 2, I have a video about it that includes a free prompt generator for Google Gemini that will make working with the new upscaling model a breeze. And you can check that out right here. Now that all of my shots are done, you can see that my timeline has been repopulated with all of the upscaled clips. But as I mentioned before, they're too big for the present comp. That's an easy fix. Go all the way up to the top left and find Sequence, and then select Sequence Settings. Now you can just change these to match your upscaling output settings. In this case, 3840 by 2160 at 30 frames a second. And that's it. This basic workflow should work with anything you want to upscale, including whatever the hell this is. If you use Adobe Premiere and you upscale in Topaz Astra, check out the link in the description to download Premiere Panel and give it a try. That's gonna do it for me today. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.